what I do. Another awesome gameplay of Blacklight Retribution. And last night, this was a earlier build of my bolt action. And last night, like I said, there's so much deep stuff in this game. I didn't unlock the bolt action, I think, until 19 or level 20. And the great thing about the bolt action is you can go without anything on it. It's you can build it to whatever type of power, hit power it has, what type of damage it creates. But the incredible thing that I learned was that even though the stats tell you certain things about building your weapon, is that every combination in this game creates a different sounding weapon. There is over 100,000 weapon combinations in this game. You know, here's what I want to say about this. When I play this game, I look at the outfits and I'm gonna do a video where I'm gonna get to like breaking down this game because I'm only level 20, so I think I need to play more before I tell people, you know, like look at all these things in the game. But the most striking thing that is amazing to me is like the outfits. The outfits are so appropriate and immersive, and you just look at them and you're saying to yourself, these outfits are amazing, and what they do and how you comprehend them and how they operate within the game. When you look at them, you're like, wow, these outfits are amazing. I love them. So they fit next gen vision and how a first person shooter in the future is supposed to look like. When you look at games like Halo and other futuristic games like Gears of War, they like go over the top. Like Gears of War has like a really big suit guy with a little dinky head, and the outfits look ridiculously stupid, and they're not like, you can't relate to how that would work in the future. Or you look at Halo suits and they look like motorcycle BMX outfits. Like, when are you gonna fix that? It just looks stupid and ridiculous, and you're not feeling it. It's not organic. You know, you're not in touch with it. It's not relatable. So in that sense, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's like the first thing that I noticed. The next thing that I'm picking up on, like I said, I had to go back a little bit, but there's a lot of other things. But the most amazing thing is, you know how you get a gun in Call of Duty, and you have the weapon or the gun or whatever you want to call it, and you're like, God, when I played Modern Warfare 2, I thought the FAMAS sounded really weak, so it deterred me from using the weapon. But at the end of the day, the FAMAS on Modern Warfare 2 was the best weapon in the game. At the end of the day, I mean, you know, give or take M16 a little bit, but the FAMAS was the best weapon, probably next to the ACR or whatever. I don't remember what was in the game, but the point is that I didn't like using the weapon because of the way the gun sounded. Now, the great thing about this game is that there's 100,000 different combinations that you can build your weapon, and it's almost like it's real. It's like the visceralness, organicness, the like, wow, I'm feeling that weapon. Like, you know, when you shot the Deagle in Call of Duty 4, or you shot the AK-47 in Call of Duty 4, you felt the realness. You could relate to it, like, damn, they transmuted that feeling and the way the weapon was shooting and feeling and sounding, and that's why you fell in love with those weapons in Call of Duty 4. The same thing in this game. I get the same, like, wow, bedazzled relation, organic, visceral feeling, and I'm excited. And on this weapon, the bolt action, I was changing stuff, and I changed one thing on it. Last night I changed one of the attachments, and the weapon sounds beautiful, and it shoots and reacts exactly how I want it to feel. And I was like, wow, one different change on the attachment made the weapon amazingly acceptable, and I loved it. I don't know what other way to put it. Like, I was like, damn, that's awesome. You know, Eureka, that's so sexy. I love that. I changed that and it's all matching together. Like, you don't get that with Call of Duty. This game is infinitely deep. It's amazing. And, you know, here's what I gotta say. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they have 100,000 different combination sounds. But every time, and you're like running around and you hear your teammates shooting or the other team shooting, you're like, wow, you just sit there and you stop and you're watching the other guy fire his weapon. And like, you get different animations on flames and exhaust coming out of the weapon, different sounds, the way it kicks, and I'm just like looking at other teammates' weapons, and I'm like, wow, what the hell is that? Wow, what's this? What the enemy shoot me with? I mean, your gun can be so camouflaged, you can make it look like a certain weapon. The only thing is, like, I think I haven't figured out the fire rate. Like, you can change the fire rate if you build a combination differently, which is kind of weird because it also changes the sound. Like I said, there's 100,000 different combinations for each weapon in the game. So when somebody's shooting you, and that's another amazing thing about this game, is like when you're within the game and you're, unlike Call of Duty, like somebody will be shooting right next to you and you won't hear them. And I find that's really weird in Call of Duty. But when you're in this game, you hear everybody shooting, and it's centered correctly. And that's what's amazing about it. Unlike in Call of Duty and Blacklight, if somebody builds their weapon to a certain specification of how they like it, for one, you might not even know what classification it is. And then from there, you don't know what specific build they have on it. Even if you pick up their gun, you won't even know the technique. So I think the exclusivity of individual building of a weapon in itself is bigger than Call of Duty all by itself. Just building the weapon and having the individual exclusivity to these weapons and having their own exclusive sounds to them and people trying to figure them out, it's amazing. I mean, it advertised for itself within the game. So I found that very fascinating. I mean, if you're a true connoisseur of first-person shooters, which I love to eat, I have to say, this game has all the bells and whistles. I love it. I love playing it every day. It's amazing. Please get a PS4. Please get on this game. You will love it. Until next time, get the fuck out of here.